welcome to the final day of the 2022 PDGA Masters Disc Golf World Championships. It's the MP40 division coming to you today from the Eureka Temp course. Grant Zellner of the PDGA alongside local pro Garry Patton bringing you the commentary today.
Yeah, this is our last full round of the competition, and these players are going to be fighting for a chance to play in the final 9.
These guys wrapped up here at the Eureka Temp course last night in real time. Finished up just before sunset, and now they're right back here for a shotgun start this morning. The lead card, though, getting to go off hole number 1 as per usual. There you see a look at the leaderboard. Lots of players vying for a chance to get into that final foursome, and they'll get to play that final 9 a little later today. We're looking now at hole number 1, a par 4 at 633 feet over the water. You've seen this hole before.
Yeah, very attackable par 4 to start the round. Players are just looking to crest this berm right here you see. Hopefully not flirt with the water too much and try to have a look at a birdie.
Shoot 'em up, guys.
We've got Martin Hendel on the box to start things off this morning, sitting on a 1-stroke lead over Joe Rovere.
Yeah, Martin and Joe both have played so consistently throughout this whole tournament. It's been a pleasure to watch them, and I look forward to them battling to the very end, hopefully.
Only danger here is overturning the tee shot and getting down there near that out-of-bounds sort of parking area and road. Martin kind of flirts with it, but there's a lot of room there as long as you don't overturn things. Quickly up to the box here is Joe Rovere out of Colorado. So elevation changes on the course, no stranger to Joe.
Yeah, and you can obviously go in the Lake OB too, but as Grant was saying, the main issue for these players is probably going to be turning it over too far to the right. So I would imagine, or hopefully this is overstable, but it's looking like it has a shot of going OB. Nope, he just follows Martin.
Yeah, he sure did. Boy, I was worried at first, but turns out not much to worry about there. It's early in the morning. It's been really, really humid. The air's pretty heavy this morning. You can almost see a light sort of haze all over everything as Justin Bunnell takes the box.
This shot looks excellent. At first I was worried, but he threw it hard enough to get over the berm. That'll leave him a little bit below the basket for a decent upshot.
And new to the lead card, and a quick player, Michael Johansen.
And this one's turned over a bit. It needs to get down. Oh, it didn't quite clear the berm, and you know what? Safe is safe, so he'll take it.
Yeah.
A little bit of a cheer.
Barely cleared the water there. So now with a kind of an odd upshot here for Michael, one you don't see too often.
And maybe about 310 feet or so away. And he's doing the pro move there, playing to the low side of the basket and accepting, hopefully it doesn't roll. Yeah, 20-something foot putt. That's the right play there. Next we have Martin here. From probably a little over 200 feet.
No problem there. Safely up to right about circle's edge. Probably would have liked to be a little closer. Joe up next.
Oh, off the top. We have seen so much metal drawn from the fairway this tournament. And hopefully he has a look there as Justin rounds up the upshots here.
Justin Bunnell, a very steady player, gets a little bit of a cut roll there. That could have gone further than you think down into that. Quickly, Martin now to putt from 35.
Oh, good putt to start the round. Fist pump's already out, so he'll jog that one in for the nice birdie.
MJ now, a couple of paces inside the circle. Oh!
Yeah, just a little bit left side on that Anheuser angle he likes to putt with. Just pushed out a little bit. As we lose Joe to the forest momentarily, and there he is again. Looks like he found a stance. Oh, just a little low. Looks like he caught some bushes coming out.
If I remember correctly, both Joe and especially here, Justin, took them a little bit to get a stance in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they got that far in because it looked just a little bit off the pro side there, if you will. Yeah, I'm surprised they got as far as they did down in those bushes.
Yeah, it looked like for both of them it kind of just trickled in, but catch an edge a little bit as it goes in there, and rarely do you see someone get all the way down into the water at least. So
yeah, I would agree with that. But nothing's wrong with the par here on this hole, as Martin is the only competitor in the group to card the birdie. They'll look to go to hole 2 and look forward to attacking a little bit harder of a hole.
One more look at Martin, the little jumper. Jumping straight up in the air on that one.
He has like a very controlled wobble putt.
Kind of does. Really does a great job controlling the speed and the pace of the disc with it. On to hole number 2 now, par 4 at 615 feet. This one playing directly at the water before turning sharply and going up the edge of the water during the last half of the hole.
Yeah, this hole's very tough because it takes nearly just a right turn here about halfway. You're looking to dissect this hole into 2 similar shots. Unless you throw a roller off the tee and get big distance, you can get down here to this region, leaving yourself with a shorter shot. But the basket is very close to the water, and will leave these players to having to deal with a lot of danger for their approach shot.
Yeah, need to control the distance off the tee, that's for sure.
And here's Martin looking to get off to a hot start.
Doing what you suggested a moment ago, just trying to cut the hole into 2 equal parts. Just wants to make the corner there and does so.
Yeah, he'll definitely have a shot at birdie. Here's Joe with a similar line to Martin. A little bit more height, so he's looking to get a touch more distance, and he does just that, maybe 20 feet further than Martin.
All of these players disking down here off the tee because every one of them easily has the power to go into the water.
Justin's just following suit. That should be right by Martin's. You don't really have to move the camera much to see all 3 of those discs right by each other.
Let's throw a blanket over them.
It appeared to me, yep, MJ did his patented turnaround, walk away. The shot was just fine.
So it looks like MJ will play first, having just barely made the corner. Not a bad angle, though.
He looks like
decides to...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, decides to kind of play up the right there instead of going straight at the basket.
Yeah, he's probably just conceding for the par. There's no reason to get super aggressive early in the round. See if Justin here can get underneath that last tree, assuming he gets around all of these other obstacles. Probably needs to sit.
Splash.
And he'll probably
Doesn't
be
quite sit.
like 25 feet or so for his par there.
It was 340 or 350 for both MJ and Justin. Martin's a little closer, about 328.
This needs to get over stable. It's flirting with the right side OB.
More than that, it finds the right side OB.
Yeah, he even went a bit long there. Here's Joe from a similar position to Martin. And this looks like it's going to hyzer out. Oh, the tree at the very end. It'll put him maybe with a putt there from a knee or so. He's going to be running roughly a 35-foot putt straight at the water, though. So he'll have to make a decision early here in the round.
So Martin picks up. Got to advance up to about 85 feet or so from the basket.
Yeah, so he'll most likely be taking a bogey on this hole.
Yeah.
Unless some miracle happens, which the ceiling doesn't really allow for too much crazy things here. And if you watched our previous round coverage, I kind of talked about this tree blocking the putts off that he's having to contend with here, and this is a very good example of what most players will deal with if you land on the high side here.
Trying to skitter that under the tree there.
And that was well done. I was worried for a minute, but it slid nicely. It's MJ.
MJ
does the same.
No thought.
Nope.
No thought on that one.
Yeah, so Joe has a pretty clean look. I'd imagine he's running this. And he cans it. I was wondering what he would do there since his putt is so lofty, but he had enough room to make it work, and he did excellently.
Yeah, that disc was really coming downward as it got to the chains. Even if it had missed, I think that disc probably gets to the ground before it goes in the water.
Do you ever notice when people make long putts like that and then they go to instantly kind of direct the traffic of an OB call or something? It's not necessarily like a flex, but it's interesting to watch that. It's like a confidence, like a little bit of a swag type thing.
Yeah, moving on. Time to move on. All right. I finished my work. Let's help everyone else out now.
Nice par save from Justin there. A par on this hole, I mean, so we're the card is going to be even for the hole, so I mean, it pretty much canceled out. I was going to say this hole, a par is great. Martin has a little bit of an uncomfortable putt here with the branches deciding they would like to hang on to him for a bit. And he cans it.
No problem there. No problem. Martin's been doing that all week long.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to watch.
In particular, I think Martin's pars, and in the case of a hole like this, that bogey save, preventing it from becoming anything worse, has been key to him being in the lead or near the lead virtually all week long. We get another look real quick before we leave at Joe's.
He had the perfect shape there to get around that branch.
Just a great effort from the knee there. And we're up to the third, just 260 feet. But a very distracting 260 feet. There is sort of a primary gap. That's the direct head-on gap. Some other options depending on what the player's comfortable with. There's a hyzer line way out to the right. It's not a wide line by any means. There's going over the road to the left if you feel like it. But just this is a comfort shot, really.
Yeah, pick your, like you were saying, your most comfortable shape and attack. As Joe's here first, he's going up the middle. Similar to the previous round, he leaves it a little low. That's going to be a very long outside look, but a look nonetheless. Here we have Justin, also looking like he's eyeing up the middle gap. And this is a common play. He turned it over a bit. And unfortunately, it ticks that tree, but those shots usually work out better than up the middle if you were to hit something.
Not uncommon also to see Justin go a little bit higher. He seems to favor a little bit of a higher shot. MJ, though, dead aim.
Yeah, he threw the rare up the middle the whole time shot. That was a beautiful shot from MJ.
Martin playing next.
He seems to follow Justin's line, but just ticks a tree, and he'll be out there a little bit shorter than Joe, I would imagine.
So, yeah, Martin from still about 100 feet away. Nice little floating upshot there. Now Justin up to about 68 feet away.
He's got a shot. Oh, just off the front, I think, or maybe just short. Joe turns around in disgust a little bit. He wanted to give that a better run, but he'll be in for par. And MJ will be in for a tap-in.
MJ talking the whole time, looking at other people as the putt is falling into the basket.
He looks like he's having fun out there, usually at all times.
It's been fun getting to follow a Michael Johansen card. Okay, tied at the top. Justin 2 strokes back. MJ just 1 more stroke behind in 4th. And we'll get a good look at this. Look how slowly that disc flips up to flat and then just glides.
And he doesn't need to see another second of the flight. He understands what's happening.
Hole 4 is a par 3 at 423 feet. That might sound like a long par 3, but a good portion of this hole plays significantly downhill. Once you crest the top of the hill right here, your disc is basically mirroring the ground all the way down toward the basket.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised to see a player throw putter on this hole. As long as you crest the hill and something's turning slightly, you can just glide down to the bottom. And there is a Mando on this hole, but it doesn't necessarily come into play. You can still throw a hyzer inside of the Mando tree and have a decent look. But both Mandos and then hyzers down the middle usually leave you with a longer, more obstructed putt from the woods.
There you can see that Mando there on the sort of right center of the screen. And you can see just how far away from it you can play. Unfortunately, MJ's disc goes to the ground just before cresting the hill.
Yeah, he had that on a very good line, just a little bit low.
Joe, similar line, a little more height, and now watch this disc fall.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be on the left side, a little short.
Just the rough there.
That's the most common play on this hole, I would say. Let's see if Justin can get this one nice and high up in the air and on a similar line to Joe.
Well, he's got the height right. I don't know that that has the turn, though. Nope, sure doesn't.
Yeah, and so far his shot has been the closest one of the bunch to parking the hole as far as shape goes. He just came out a little early. See if Martin can end the card shots here with a closer look.
With a putter off the tee from 423 feet. Also drifting, catches the very edge of the rough. So nobody in a whole lot of trouble. MJ with a little work to do.
That's what I was going to say. His up and down is really the only tough one of the group. He looks to handle that very well.
Yeah, it was fairly straightforward, especially for a player of MJ's caliber. So he's well inside the circle for a par save.
I'd imagine Martin is just sliding this up to the right, the tree nearest right of the basket. Yeah, I'm just skipping it up there. Making easy work.
The path does come in behind the basket from this angle a little bit, so no sense in getting too greedy here.
Something a little bit uneasy about those little trickles discs do by the basket, but
I know.
No less.
Right.
He's good. Joe actually has a look, but yeah, he just elects to lay it up. Very smart decision there.
Yeah, that's a runnable putt, but in this situation, playing for a championship, already with the lead, and knowing that nobody else is in for the birdie, no sense in running that today. MJ.
Yeah, he was a bit further than I thought there.
About 27 feet.
That perpendicular kind of camera angle, I don't know if it was quite that angle, but made the putt look much further than it was. And yeah, that's one thing we haven't really talked about is that Martin grabbed the lead right away, and then Joe got a 2-stroke swing, and, he's tied for the lead.
Uh-huh. These guys have been just trading blows.
And Justin is
all
only,
week long, it seems.
2 strokes out. So very tight card.
One more look at MJ's par-saving effort here.
Yeah,
at the fourth.
barely any wobble too. Just a nice, smooth putt.
Play disc golf.
Pelaan frisbeegolfia.
Spill disc golf. Ja.
To help recognize players of all ages and backgrounds, we are excited to announce the PDGA Global Master Series.
Beginning January 2023, anyone competing in a Masters division at a PDGA sanctioned tournament will qualify.
You'll be ranked with other players in your division from around the world. And the player with the 8 highest rated rounds will become a PDGA Global Master Series champion.
Visit pdga.com/GMS.
Ledgestone. Every summer, hundreds of disc golfers flock to the greater Peoria, Illinois area to compete in the sport's richest and most charitable event, the Ledgestone Open. But what does Ledgestone look like for the rest of the year? On the surface, Ledgestone is one of disc golf's leading retailers. But look a little closer and you'll find a group of motivated individuals providing the best possible service to the disc golf community. So whether you're building a bag, wanting to support your favorite pro, or looking to add to your disc golf wardrobe, choose the retailer that's as passionate about the sport as you are. Choose Ledgestone.
Hole number 5, playing over the baseball field here at the Eureka Temp course. Par 3 at 476 feet.
Yeah, very tough hole. Most of our competitors here, as we've seen in the previous rounds, are going to be very, very happy accepting a par if they can do just that. Just trying to lay up somewhere near this light pole that we're near and getting up and down without too much stress. We might even see a player or maybe 2 lay up even further right, leaving them with a longer upshot.
MJ takes the tee first.
That's a little
Playing
drifty.
things pretty safe. Yeah, playing things pretty safe there.
Yeah, good distance control.
That might be the longest I've seen MJ follow a shot in the air before turning around, though, in a while. And here's Joe.
This hole will do that to you. It's a nice shot from Joe there.
Now Justin.
Each player so far has aimed a little bit more central to the baseball field.
Oh, Justin gets that up to flat in a hurry. That's going to go long. Yep, it sure is.
And that's easy to do on this hole. And Martin is once again looking to the right side of the nearest light pole, trying to go just around that.
You can see from his run-up, intending to throw the hyzer all the way.
And what Martin is kind of doing is just leaving himself with 2 identical shots. You said this ranged at about 350 from here?
352 to be precise, yeah. And Justin throws it about 354 and on a very good line.
Yeah, it was a fantastic shot. Like I said, Martin's looking to do the same off the tee. Just throw another hyzer to the basket, hopefully.
Yeah, and almost surprised to see him throw a different disc.
Ooh.
That's a common play there, just sort of skipping into the fence relatively pin high and having that inside the circle putt from the edge of the fence.
Yeah, and if you land close enough, you will get a little relief off the fence since it's the OB line.
Joe now from just over 100 feet, about 115 feet. Nicely under the shadow of the basket.
Yep. Hole 6 is all that's in his mind now.
So MJ, first to putt once again, about 27 feet, maybe a little closer, no problem.
Nice stab.
Martin will putt next from a little bit closer, but also right along the fence. You ever stop and look really closely at those posters, those sort of comic book style posters that line the fence here, and they're also on the water tower, I think?
They are.
Some pretty funny details in there if you look closely for them.
Yeah, being here in Central Illinois myself, we get all of the same artwork sent to us to hang in the shop here and things like that.
Right.
So I've spent a fair amount of time looking at them.
You found all the little Easter eggs and all the little funny details.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of them. They have a lot of funny full color stamps too. As we look at MJ's, I almost said stamp going in the disc going in the basket here.
Yeah, well, it's got a stamp on it,
of
so
approval,
technically
you know.
a stamp did go into the basket. It was riding on the back of that disc. And we move on to hole number 6, 885 feet, a very long par 4 that could probably hold its own as a par 5.
Yeah, especially in this field. In any field, this is a very difficult hole. Danger everywhere, left and the right. And it pretty much takes a just 90, maybe a little bit, not quite a 90-degree turn, but a pretty significant turn to the right.
Yeah, close to it. Ropes on both sides. The rope that you can see is suspended about a foot above the ground. There's actually a second string on the ground. That second string is the official line that marks inbounds and out of bounds. MJ will once again play first.
Yeah, it's interesting as he tests the OB a little bit, but that should be fine. That was a good shot from MJ. But yeah, we've seen these players play this course in the afternoon. You can see the sun's more coming out at a way different trajectory because we're in the morning now. As Joe lines up his shot. Looks like he followed MJ's line pretty closely there.
Once again, this morning was very, very humid. Even, I would say, sticky. Not terribly hot. The sun wasn't really able to get fully out for a little while.
As Martin's shot lands there, and I find that very interesting that Martin actually followed the more hyzer route there, more so than his traditional straight shot.
That's true, yeah. He likes to throw flat.
As Justin Bunnell throws here, and all players look like they should be safe. Spotter doesn't look very enthused out there. His life was made very easy. So
I'm very curious how holes like this one will play here in just a couple of weeks. 3 weeks now? When Ledgestone gets here, when the grass maybe is a little crispy.
Honestly, I feel like the grass will play the exact same in a few weeks, where players from where Joe's at, you'll see some players get maybe 80 more feet up, and you'll see the attack for the 3. As he once again, that's close, but once again throws a thumber on the upshot, and it works out perfectly for him.
Interesting. That just makes my shoulder feel like exploding just watching it.
It's funny you say that. Justin throws a shot. After league last night, there were several people throwing thumbers, and somebody definitely looked like they blew their shoulder out on one.
Oh, no.
We made it.
I didn't mean it.
He's a
I'm
young
sorry.
guy. He'll be okay. I hope he's watching this.
fine.
He'll get a kick out of it. Look,
Stamp
of
thumbs
approval
up there
again.
from Justin. Here we go. Martin now playing. He's still in excess of 500 feet from the basket.
And that needs to get down.
There's that flat shot.
Yeah.
There's that flat shot you mentioned, and he pays the price for it.
He should be able to get up and down there for his bogey, but
MJ now from about 235.
that looks very nice, and it is.
Hollered for it to go. It did wind up a little short, but no more than 20 feet. Here's Justin now from about 215.
And as I complimented in the previous round, I love how he threw that with height. A little bit unfortunate roll, but I like how he put height on that. That's how I treat that shot. It just helps you so much to stay away from the going OB long.
Yeah, like ball golf. It's like hitting a 9-iron or
put some
something. You're
lofts.
using the height and the trajectory to stop the object from, continuing after it takes the ground. So,
Yeah, and Martin floats one. It's like a broken record. Just how he's been putting well. He's been throwing those shots so nicely all tournament. Joe here, a little more hyzer angle as he does, and him and Justin both tap the bottom of the pole. Both have shots at par.
So MJ putting first, 20 feet perhaps. Barely gives that one a thought.
And here is the chance, or it definitely looks like we're going to have a lead change here, barring a miraculous mistake. both of Martin and Joe are very close. Nice putt there from Justin. I like how he took his focus almost before he walked up to the putt. So, and I think he's very relieved because of the previous round. He had some mistakes on this hole. He was almost cheering extra hard there that he's like, I did it, I parred it, finally. He might have been fighting demons on this hole for a while.
Yeah, played it clean. Good time to do it, too, here in the semifinals. Had a cut last night coming into this round, so only those making the cut getting to continue on. Just a handful of cards taking the course, as we mentioned before, in a shotgun start. So everybody playing through the same conditions right now. And we're at hole number 7, a par 3 at 275 feet. OB Creek to the left, OB Road kind of out there to the right.
Yeah, this hole's right there in front of you, but still has a lot of teeth on it. If you throw backhand up the middle, that first tree on the left is really in the way. So,
yeah, it loves to ricochet discs off into that creek.
MJ has done great. Yeah.
He looks at a gap like that and wonders how many trucks he could drive through.
Yes.
He's just such a talent when it comes to that kind of technical shot.
And I like what Joe did there. That should hold on. I've done that a number of times. I've seen it, you know. I thought it would hang on as Justin's about to throw. I like how Joe threw his on severe hyzer with a more understable disc because it makes the gap as big as possible. And this looks like it might be a run. Oh, hits the tree just short. It's a great shot. Let's see if Martin here can make 100% perfection rate of throwing shots for a look here, and he looks like he's doing just that. He might hit the tree, but nope, slides right past it.
Sneaks around the back door. I don't know if he meant to do that, but he'll take it. So would I. So Joe putting first now. 22 feet.
There it is.
Squeak.
So I think we've only seen one star frame, birdie frame this entire event, I think. So we have a chance at another one. This is a very rare feat here.
Yeah, hasn't happened often at either of the courses that this MP40 division has been playing, either here and certainly not a common thing to see over at Northwood.
I feel bad because I cannot remember what hole it was on before.
Oh, don't feel bad. By the time we finish this round, we'll have played 90 holes of disc golf. So I don't think you should feel bad in the slightest. I certainly don't, and I, like you, have no idea what hole that was. I do remember it happening because I remember making a note of it. And now we make a note of another.
Yeah, 4 down for the card on that hole. So we see one more look at Justin's drive here that looked like it was going to ace run. Ended up pretty close to the basket. Something there too. There's also a naked branch he just went underneath that you could sometimes clip.
A lot going on, a lot of detail. Certainly a lot of detail on this one. Hole number 8, a par 4 at 793 feet. A narrow sort of gateway here over an OB Creek, so got to clear it and can't catch anything on your way through. You might bounce down into the creek. Then wide open all the way until a sort of a second gate here. And back up to the basket. You see those guys down there hunting for a disc. There's a reason for that. A lot of discs find that creek over there on the left.
Yeah, but to get to that creek, first you have to clear the initial creek. As MJ takes his attempt, and that looks to be just fine.
The first time our MP40 card played this hole, they went 2 for 4 getting through this first gap. Second time, they went 3 for 4 getting through this gap.
Yeah, I think
so far 1 for 1, now 2 for 2.
Yeah, it just depends. The headwind through this gap, it's about 50-50. If you don't have a headwind, this gap is much easier. It's also rare not to see at least one person contend with the bushes or the wood line on the right. And believe it or not, a lot of shots pop through over there. And I think he'll fade before he hits the... this is crushed, yeah. Yep. Great shot from Justin.
Good amount of distance on that one, so now Martin. Can we go 4 for 4?
He's had an immense amount of pressure on the last 2 holes to perform as the last person on the tee, and I think he's done it.
Yes! By the narrowest of margins, gets all the way through. Will play first, however. 435 feet away.
Yeah, I would imagine he plays this right to left. If he does this well enough, he might have a long putt.
Yeah, that stump a good kind of aiming point.
It is.
And then whatever you get beyond it is just sort of icing on the cake.
MJ next.
MJ now from 405.
Yeah, and they're all accepting that longer look, which I think is the right thing to do in this situation. And silently there, MJ has pushed himself to 2 down in the round also. He's just been sneakily going.
Yeah, you're right. That is kind of a quiet 2 down. Joe as well, for that matter. Yep. Sort of a quiet 2 under par.
Joe's a little disgusted there. He hits that tree so it doesn't allow him to hyzer back, but he should have an easy par. And Justin looks to be taking aim at the pin. He just kind of took a different approach and has a long putt.
All right, so here we are with MJ not really forcing the issue too much here. Nice sort of floating up shot.
Yeah, and this is one of 5 holes out here where a par is gaining strokes on the field.
Joe not able to run that even if he wanted to, too much in the way. So now Martin, 68 feet.
Looking to give this a good run. Oh
boy.
Right.
How many times?
So many times.
From right at that distance too. It's uncanny. That 70-ish footer.
And that's a huge birdie. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the only birdie of the day. Or maybe I'd have to guess 3 or less birdies in the day on this hole.
It's like the pro golfer who always lays up to 8-iron distance because he or she just likes the 8-iron for whatever reason. That's like Martin finding himself with a 70-footer, not a 50-footer, not a 90-footer, but a 70-footer, and he just continues to just pour those in.
He does, and Justin was so close there to also converting. And I had to look.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Martin was the only birdie on this hole during this round. I had to pull up the stats real quick because I knew that it's a pretty special birdie.
Well, and the field also constricted now.
Oh,
so
that's
not as many opportunities.
One more look at this. The contained wobble, if you will, right into the center of the chains. Looks like it's going over the top, but nope, right in the middle.
Wow. So we're on the bridge. Hole number 9, a par 3 at 354 feet, playing significantly downhill once you've cleared the bridge, so players often opting for a mid-range. You can take on the risk and go straight at the basket, or you can allow that disc to sort of bail out to the left. A lot of room over there, even though it is still an island, but a lot of room there to the left.
Yeah, I'd say at the biggest part, maybe even with pin high or just short, you probably have 120 feet or so of room. So we have Martin first here. He's taking dead aim today, but that needs to go.
Needs this to get up. Catches the signage.
Yeah, those little signs have claimed many victims over the years.
Not sure that could have made it inbounds even without the signs there. There's MJ. This looks good out of the hand.
Yeah, it's just hyzering out to the corner here.
Oh, just clears the signage there on the corner. All right, so Joe Rovere up.
He's been playing this shot pretty safe. Let's see if he gets more aggressive. No, it looks to follow MJ as long as that skips up.
No.
Oh, man, both the leaders there are just in trouble.
Yeah, Joe hits the sign that MJ cleared by no more than a foot or two. Joe hits that exact same final sign there off to the side. So he'll go to the drop zone. Now Justin.
The last round out here, Justin threw an absolute gem under the basket. Let's see if he goes as aggressive, and it looks like... No, that's Heisering out as well. Oh, my goodness.
Also hits the second to last sign there. I think there was a little bit of a wind here or something, because all three of those players saw their disc go to ground a little quick, and you can see there is a bit of a breeze all of a sudden.
Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking it's some sort of left to right wind, especially after I see Martin shot here. It definitely looks like there's some sort of left to right wind going on. Maybe a little bit Scotia tailwind involved there too.
So Joe puts a lot of air under this one.
Yeah, I like the exact wind prediction I felt there, because his disc also kind of further proved that wind seems accurate.
Sort of pushing down on the wing of the disc.
Yeah.
Justin going high.
And I like what you did. This would drop down pretty quick.
No problem.
So the players don't want to go long on the sole, because either any OB goes to the drop zone, which I don't know if we said that or not. So MJ's looking here to just reap the benefits of many strokes, and he does just that. That's at least 6 strokes on the card right there.
Yeah, picks up 2 per man.
And once again, sneakily getting more under par.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It doesn't feel like it, but so far Michael Johansen with the hot round.
Yeah, he's
on the card.
Not taking any extreme risks or anything. He's just playing a very, very smooth game and birding the holes that he's birdied 3 par 3s thus far. Ooh.
Joe squeaks it over the edge.
I think I remember the star birdie, by the way. I think it's hole number 11.
Really?
I think so.
All right.
As we look at Justin here. All these players are doing a great job to save their bogeys.
Yeah. Important thing to do when you find yourself in the lead card in the semifinal. Minimize any damage. There's a look at the only drive that landed inbounds here at the 9th before we let you go. Call this front 9 of the semifinal round done. Another reminder there, Michael Johansen so far, the hot round on the card has pulled himself to within 1 of the lead, which is currently shared by Martin and Joe. Justin, Bunnell, not out of it in the slightest. We'll be back very shortly with back 9 coverage here of the semifinal round at the 2022 PDGA Masters World Championship. So make sure you are following the PDGA right here on YouTube.